This is going to be a little bit of a planning video, maybe a looking forward to next year video, but to keep this interesting, because those kinds of videos are typically pretty boring, I'm going to give you my specific prediction on where I think the price of gold will be by the end of 2022. So just stick around to the end. You can probably use that against me later. So this might be a little bit too early to be looking forward to 2022. We're looking backward on 2021, but going into the holiday kind of feels like this year has wound down. And as far as gold goes, my personal feelings haven't really changed a whole lot. Fundamentals are the same. My reasons for holding it are the same. But I'll be changing a few things going into next year. Now, from a price perspective, gold came into 2021 at $1,900, and it dropped to $1,700 in early March. I think that was March 5th. Right now, we're around $1,800 heading into 2022. And that's a pretty narrow band considering everything that's been happening. Gold lost about 6% through the year. That's just good background to have. And I think looking forward to 2022, the price is probably the most important thing to consider. And I'm definitely no analyst, but I think that we'll see something similar in 22 to what we've seen in 2021. My guess is that we'll see the prices go up and we'll see the prices go down. But again, and this is just a guess here, I figure we'll probably stay within a pretty narrow trading band again through the year. Now, right now, we're still catching up to record high inflation numbers. So the beginning of the year has the most momentum for gold price. And if those high inflation numbers continue for a few months yet to come, then we'll probably see higher prices for the first 2 quarters. After that, it really depends on the news. And again, this is all just guesswork, but a few people have given pretty convincing arguments, even for gold over 2,000 in 2022. And I think that that's definitely feasible. We could even see a run beyond that, but it's equally likely that we could see another trading band of $100 to either direction of $1,800 again, like we saw this year. The counter argument is just that supply chain issues will ease up, inflation numbers come back down, and then we see prices fall a little bit more. Now, I'm not seeing anything yet that's making me shift gears to get ahead of a big price swing either direction. If 2022 came out like 2021 and there was a year-over-year loss of about 6%, I don't think that I would change a whole lot. I might consider switching around some asset allocation in terms of new purchases. None of that, though, makes me like physical gold any less. A drop in price just makes it easier to buy, but I would like to see overall growth in total asset value, so I might allocate a little bit more to certain stocks, maybe a little bit more to other investments. Now, I don't think that these are big changes, though. I think the market for gold will be pretty similar in 2022. Relatively narrow trading band, some ups, some downs. I mentioned that. I think the change from 2020 to 2021 was a lot more dramatic. I've noticed this year that a lot of people have a more sophisticated view on how physical gold fits into everything. It was less about the hope of a moonshot this year and more about the practicality of just having an asset that isn't completely tied into currency valuation. And maybe I'm just seeing that through crowd selection, like we hang out because we agree on a lot of things. But I think the big changes in government spending, in entitlements, stimulus, bond yields, market performance, crypto popularity, all of these things have pushed more people to consider how to make and how to save money. And that puts gold on the stage for more people. I just keep coming back to scheduled monthly gold purchases and how good of a savings model that can be if you can introduce the plan without stealing from necessities. When I started making these videos, I talked about 1/4 ounce eagles a lot. And then this year in 2021, I mentioned 1/2 ounce eagles. The size of the scheduled purchase really depends on the person. It could be a 1/10 ounce, it could be 1 ounce, it could be more, whatever. But the idea of making those scheduled purchases is always the same. So this year in 2021, I plan to pick up 6 ounces through those scheduled purchases, but I plan to pick up somewhere in the 12 to 18 range in total. I ended up picking up more than that. And I've explained what led to it. I'll link to that video, but the short version is just that I had early gains and I had some ongoing passive income that allowed me to grab more. In 2022, my plan right now is to sock away 12 ounces. And I think I'll do that through 1 ounce coins primarily. Now this year I did catch up to a personal goal, so I will be watching price trends a little bit more closely, maybe even trying to time some of those purchases. We'll see how that works. I'm not sure what that means for the videos though. I used to think that I needed to constantly be showing new purchases, but I have noticed that interest in unboxing videos, surprisingly low. Interest in macroeconomic trends, that's surprisingly high. Now, no offense here, but my purchases are more about what I have going on, maybe a little bit less about how popular they are on YouTube. But as far as those videos go, sometimes I just wonder if I shouldn't just vault everything, or maybe just try to convince you all that I vaulted everything, and then make this less about how many coins a burglar could hope to find in my house and more about what's going on outside. I mentioned a personal goal. Mostly that's made up of eagles and buffaloes right now, so any of my 1 ounce purchases going forward, they don't really need to be anything specific. I probably will stick to the buffaloes though as my default as I'm buying in 2022. At the moment though, I'm kind of stuck on some Perth Mint coins. They're catchy. I'm on the hunt for something specific. And I might even try to get a hold of some Mexican gold as well. It really depends on things working out. They tend to be hard to find and I don't like the premiums, but we'll see. I just mentioned that unboxings don't seem to go over real well, but they're still fun sometimes, so I'll still be doing a few of them. Now, I'm not going to say a whole lot about crypto. I hinted at it earlier just a little bit, but I wonder sometimes if I should just mention what I'm buying or how I'm doing with it. Even if it's just offhand, since that basic information is a lot like what I was giving on gold when I first started in. I don't recommend particular investments, but I'm pretty heavy into some things that led to some of those extra gold purchases this year. What I'm careful about here, though, is that 2022 could be the year the training wheels come off the market. What I mean by that is that if the Fed does ease off of its asset purchases, the easy money gets a little bit less easy, and so that will definitely change things in the market. And one of the reasons that I'm sticking with gold around here is that I see a lot of people giving advice on something that they've only been doing for a year. And to me, that's the most dangerous advice that there is. And that goes for market trading, real estate, crypto, anything really. YouTube is just a really accessible platform for amateurs to pose as experts. The reason I bring this up is that my thought here on offhand anecdotal crypto information was just that anyone could follow along, and ideally I would be making the mistakes so you don't have to. And then for those who might be interested but just aren't really sure where to start, it could give some good background. I find personally that I need to watch something for a while before I get comfortable with it. I mentioned that I've been buying AVAX and Polygon this month. I just picked up some Polkadot as well, and really that's all I'm thinking about. I could show you how that's going, whether it's good or bad. It would really just give you something to look at, maybe laugh at me when I'm doing poorly. So back to gold so we can wrap this up. Going into 2022, my primary purchase is going to be buffaloes, and then if I find something fun here or there, I'll grab that instead. Now, I'm still very well aware that eagles are the most popular here in the United States, but I feel like I have enough of them, so I'm giving myself a pass. I could probably use more fractional, though, so I might work on that one. Price. If we see gold above $1850, I'm going to be paying really close attention. Same goes for gold below $1700, but anything between there really is business as usual as far as my purchases go. I told you at the beginning of this, though, that I was going to give you my prediction. Now, you need to know that I'm not qualified to give it, but I'm going to do it anyway. I think the price of gold could temporarily spike as high as $19.25, temporarily drop as low as $17.10. We're talking US dollars. But I think it'll end the year fighting against $1,800, a lot like it's doing right now. So my specific number is $1,783. I just kind of made that specific part up. It's about 1% different than it is right now. Now, all of this assumes that nothing crazy happens. Any big scary event is going to make gold price pop. $2,300, that'd be an easy price response to another crisis, like a global financial system hack, or really whatever event the scare ya channels are going on about this week. Now, I'm talking about the sleeper price of gold. This is based off of what will probably happen, but that potential for the price to pop is just one more reason that I like gold. It's a little bit of a secret weapon. I'm just not going to speculate on bad events coming our way like that's the most likely future. So as far as spot price goes, I'm really not expecting a huge shift. I'm not planning on it at least, so I'll be continuing with gold, a lot like I'm doing today. But next year I'm going to be working on a very specific number for short-term portfolio value, and I'm going to do that in crypto and gold equities. Now this is outside of my gold purchases, but it might be interesting to cover here on the channel because some of my decisions to buy gold beyond that 12 ounces that I'm planning for might be competing for capital that I plan to be investing toward that goal. And I'm going to come back to that one again. I think it might be interesting. But outside of those few things, I think everything else is pretty much the same here. So let me know if there's anything specific that you'd like to see on the channel, and I am putting together a Q&A video, so if you have a topic you'd like to see on that, let me know that too. And with that, I think I'll let you get back to your holiday planning if you're celebrating. Don't forget, before you head out, to leave a comment, and while you're there, hit that like button if this was interesting. And then make sure you're subscribed if you'd like to see more on the topic of gold and precious metals. If you're still here, thanks again for watching. I always appreciate your time. Take care.